You can go.
Hello, guys. This is Kanson here with my partner,
How you doing, guys? My name is Wesley.
and today we will be presenting the Ames housing dataset powered by Matlab. This is a brief overview of our project, and just to get right into it, the intro or the main objective of this project is to first gather the data, analyze the data, then hop over to Matlab and turn the code into graphs. Take the graphs and review the graph, and here we are now presenting it to you guys. So what is the Ames housing dataset? The Ames housing dataset is a very famous dataset that consists of 79 variables, such as the square footage, the neighborhood, the year it was built, and these are all describing residential housing in Ames, Iowa. And the main goal of this data set is to predict the selling prices of these homes. And why did we choose this data set, you might ask? We found it very interesting to observe what factors or variables in this would affect the selling prices of these homes through a recession. Now over to my buddy Wesley.
Alrighty, guys. So, if you look to the top on number 2 here, I'm sorry that it was cut off. It's called Ames data equals Ames housing.csv. Ames housing CSV is basically just the Excel sheet that we're provided in class for the data, and we call it Ames data here at Matlab. If we go down to line 3 here, basically read table parentheses Ames data is basically putting into a table for us to all to see and for Matlab to understand as well. And if we go underneath, skip 4, we YRS, SP, area, live area, those are all variable names that we call inside the data, inside the table, basically, for years sold, sales price, lot area, and general live area. Next slide.
And our first graph here shows the medium sale price versus the year. Now, Wesley?
Okay. So right here we have a bar chart, and our medium diff is basically displaying the the medians of each year, subtracting each other to see if there is a positive or a negative trend.
And this is our second histogram. And then this shows the number of houses sold each year.
Okay.
Wesley?
Right, and this is a histogram, of course, if we look to the top right. And then we call YRS, as you saw before, as a variable name. Our y-axis is years, and our x-axis is years, sorry, and our y-axis is the quantity of houses sold during that year.
This is our 3D scatter plot that compares the sale prices of these homes by the time they were sold, so the month and the year. Wesley?
Okay, and for to get this, we code scatter3 to get a three-dimensional scatter plot, and it will go in years, month, sales price to show years as the x-axis, y as months, and z-axis is SP for sales price. Next.
This, as you see here, is our 3D histogram that compares the quantity of homes being sold with the price they were sold at and which month they were sold at. Now, Wesley?
All right. Here we have a histogram as well. It's called histogram 2 to display a three-dimensional histogram. And x-axis is for months, you see, and then SP is for y-axis being the price sold. If you look underneath where it says set GSA XDIR and set GSA YDIR, it's basically reversing the y and x-axis, so it is increasing towards us. Okay.
This is a lovely pie chart that shows the quantity of homes in all these neighborhoods that were sold. And as you can see on the pie chart, it has all this separate neighborhoods. And then right next to it is a little bar that has a color code based on the quantity. Now over to Wesley.
Okay, so this one was a little bit tricky here. So if we look on the top right, we see group summary, and grabbing the data for neighborhood, it will give us the count in the table and then how many neighborhoods there are. If we look underneath, it says counts. It's basically just using that as a variable name. And if you look underneath there, labels, it's basically just making a string for every single neighborhood so it can show up as a label and count them all. And if we look underneath, it is the exact function and call called pi, counts, and labels to show it up in the graph. Next.
This is another 3D histogram that we made. And this graph shows the comparison between the quantity of homes, the year built, and as well as the year sold. Now over to Wesley.
Okay, so here we also have another histogram. So histogram 2 to show the 3D display. YRS as our years for our x-axis, and RB is years built for our y-axis, and that is how we got the graph to our left.
That's it for today. Thank you guys very much.
All right, thank you.